Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm here at SMT in Nuremberg, and I'm joined by Thorsten from Koh Young. Thorsten, thanks very much for stopping by to chat. You're celebrating just 10 years, so a relatively young company, but done a huge amount in that time, growth everywhere around the world. Why do you think it's been successful, and what's changed in those 10 years?
Success is, thanks first of all for having me here on the show.
It's a pleasure.
The success came from our ambition to be an excellent measurement company, to deliver clear value to the customer through precise, repeatable, accurate measurement. We never aimed or aspired for market leadership. That came naturally from it. So yes, the precision and foundation was our innovation in the measurement method that we applied to the paste measurement, where we started, paste inspection. We prefer to call it paste measurement to differentiate us from the inspection 2D people.
Okay.
So that's why the emphasis is always on measurement. And our last decade was under the excellence in measurement theme, and we'll talk in a minute about where we're heading in the next 10 years, but yes, it was a precision in the measurement that allowed customers to actually visualize their process and get feedback on their process.
Okay.
We've introduced products that were usable with easy to use graphical user interface, and yes, that's how the market responded and gave us enormous success.
And worldwide as well.
We grew, yes, absolutely, from the headquarters in Korea. Started from there, building subsidiaries over the last few years now here in Germany, where we've had the office, which is focusing on process and training, additional to supporting our distributors, but also founding subsidiaries in the US, in China, in Singapore, in Japan, and it's just great to be there. Koh Young is 10 years young. I'm with them for 7 years.
Okay.
And
I guess quite a few of the team probably have been. And in that time, you know, the product seems to have sparked a lot of interest in all those regions. Is it the same products in each region, or are you providing different solutions for different environments?
No, I mean the product is essentially the same. It's a shadow-free 3D measurement. Yes, of course, the markets deviate slightly, serving a high-end automotive, medical, aerospace market here in Europe, in the US, versus more consumer end in China. So there is a scale in the products. We do have a starters model and tabletop up to a high-end, high precision model aimed at the aeronautics or medical business. But yes, the products are the same, and the philosophy is always to give the excellence in measurement to the customer.
That makes perfect sense. And you talk about measurement, and to a degree that's slightly isolating. You need to look outside of what your equipment does, either side of the line, and we've seen recently some collaborations with Palmi, with DEC, with ECRA, with various of the screen prints companies to create these closed loop environments, these feedback environments. Is that part of your strategy, or is that something they've come to you and pushed you, or does that come from the customers?
No, the next decade, as I was starting to say, the next decade for Koh Young is under the theme measure to optimize, because that's what it's really about. Optimizing the customer's printing process, optimizing the process overall, improving bottom line, decreasing yield, being proactive, and taking actions before defects occur. So react on trends, process drifts, rather than just on individual defects, or actually react to the process before defects occur. And yes, this closed loop has been a collaboration between ourselves and different printer vendors, the market leaders there, DEC, MPM, ECRA. We've all done installations at customers, and yes, it is to the benefit of the customer. And we do see this going forward as the key strength, not only feeding back but also feeding forward. We have the feed forward concept with the Panasonic automation systems. That of course allows accurate placement of the component into the centroid of the paste rather than on the centroid of the lens. So that's, as you said, looking both ways.
Looking both left and right.
Yes, and that's where we do see a full collaboration necessary on both printing optimization, placement optimization, leading to perfect soldered boards.
Yeah, and providing them with data is all well and good, but actually I think there are some companies that are very sophisticated in what they'll do with the data. There are some companies that just have data. So now I guess we're looking to solutions where you can convert the data, the measurement data that you've so aptly provided, and actually do something with it and save costs.
Yeah, we do have this SPC program, that actually statistical process control, that visualizes the customer's process, but it has always been down to the human interpretation of the data as to what is the corrective action necessary, and that's where the closed loop comes in and automates this and takes away some of the knowledge necessary for the actual user.
Yeah. So we have the feedback loop, we have the feed forward loop, which I like that term. We'll start using that one. How do they interface with the kind of factory floor systems? Are they able to communicate that data, store that data? Because traceability tracking has become a real key issue. Yeah, no,
the closed loop systems are working with their own sort of data server. Yes, they log the events, they log events of defects, they log events of corrective action on the printers, so that it is traceable for the user, and they can see what is happening in those closed loop systems, but sending that message up to the MES is not part of the system so far. Okay. Yes, of course, but defect data will. But
it's a natural introduction.
Yeah, exactly.
And the partnership that you mentioned with Panasonic, one of the things that has impressed me about the partnership with the screen printers is you've been able to provide the solution in an agnostic way for various different vendors. Is that something we expect to see in the placement arena? Are you talking to the other placement vendors?
Yes, very much so. I think it is a concept that, as you started out saying, is requested by customers, driven by customers. They want to see it, and when certainly customers see, oh, he's got it on his line, I want it on my line as well. So definitely it will expand. We have started talking to them, and I'm sure we'll hear more news about this.
Absolutely.
Of course, I don't want to take away the thunder from the next product launch, but
let's wait for
yes,
that one.
there are plenty.
There's stuff being talked about. Perfect. And last question. The show here, lots of people from Germany, as always. It's a German show. What about Eastern Europeans? Other regions a bit lighter than normal, perhaps?
It is a bit lighter, yes. We've definitely seen this. Being so close to the Productronica show, the numbers we've seen have decreased, but more so from further afield than from locally here. So yes, it is a bit light. We're hoping that the day will pick up still today. However, it's
still an important show for the
Central
region, specifically for the German-speaking regions.
I mean, seeing that the neighbouring countries don't all have their own shows, it is an important show for Austria, Switzerland, Czech Republic, even Polish customers do turn up here. But as you said, it's a bit lighter than previous years.
Well, the timing, 2 weeks after Shanghai, 6 weeks after Apex, and actually less than 6 months from Productronica. We all have a bit of show fatigue, so it builds up. Thorsten, thanks very much for stopping by to chat to me. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very
much.
much.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Good to see you.